topics.
Welcome.
Hi guys, Asantuni. We're back at it again, having interesting conversations and eating interesting food. And I'll go straight right into it. Are broke guys allowed to date? And then, how broke is broke? What's the balance?
For me, I think you set your standards. So if you meet a girl and you present yourself as this guy who's either rich or broke, because I feel like I don't think you can survive this kind of hours at zero, honestly, and I really don't. So if you've gotten to a point where now you're very honest with the person you're trying to date, or you're dating, and you tell them, by the way, this is how my life is set up, and me, the most I can spend is like 3 sock. So 3 sock, you're like, could you panga with it? And if that person is at par with you, and they understand and whatnot, and they actually see themselves with you at a future, like in a future, whatever, I think it gets easier for you to actually date that person.
Right.
But as opposed to presenting yourself as this guy who has a lot of money,
But
and you're actually 300 bob, and then now it gets difficult and a bit.
But are you guys really honest from the first time? Like, I have this, you don't. From a girl you've never met, this is your first date, and you tell her, by the way,
Guys,
niko na tuso, so hiyo ndo tunaweza spend kwako.
Can I tell you something? Like, sometimes, and this is something that many girls don't know. Sometimes you may even do it even when you're not that broke, because you just want to also know how should react to that.
So you're testing her.
Let me tell you, in this day, when really, yes, let me tell you, when in this day and age, if you're really confident in yourself, you won't find anything wrong with trying to portray yourself as a little bit poorer than you are. And again, richness sometimes is not money, right? Can be rich in potential.
Is potential going to feed our kids?
But then again, you're dating.
No, but I don't know. As in, I feel like, especially on the first date, there's an impression that needs to be set.
Yeah.
Because that can change eventually. Because I can just set a standard. Then I'd be like, okay, sawa. It doesn't necessarily have to be like very expensive.
But don't
why
you
should I
think
set
that's
a
your
standard
best
that I
place?
can
But
not
wait,
sustain?
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
I just tried, it's the first
Why?
time, so
Yeah.
I'm just trying to...
Why should
Like
I
Maria
say
said,
for
take me
3
to
months to
your
take
best
you
place.
somewhere?
Yeah, take me to
Will
your
I-
And I
best.
know
will
your
you
best
be
place
meeting
cannot
three
be
after
that
3
central
months?
police place.
Police, yeah.
Of course, your best place
It's
is
got
not
to be central.
Kempinski because you. I
What if
mean,
you're
why
not-
you?
Because
But
you
if
also
your man
have-
was the
because you
zero
also have standards for yourself.
And what if that's
And
their
there's an
standards?
impression that you want to create for this person to see that I really care for you, and this is honestly an investment.
But Mwara,
Right.
see, you're saying you want them to set the standards higher. What
You don't
happens when you
necessarily
find
have to
out?
be high for him.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
if his
that
high
makes
is
sense.
like a
Very
He's
simple,
a simple
but
guy.
Yeah,
you,
and at least.
And I mean, Sanford is
But
simple
how
for him.
you
Like
know?
your
When
No.
you guys are dating for real, unafikiranga kupeleka dem Sanford.
Sanford.
Kusema
Of course
kweli
not.
date one. Whether
course
uko
not.
na so ama una,
Fair enough,
you
fair enough.
literally look for money to be
Yeah.
like, at least nimpeleke Java.
As long as you
Am
want
I
to
lying?
make that
Not
decision,
Java,
I
but-
will look for money to
You
impress
look
you for the
for
first
money
time.
to impress that
As long as
person.
you don't make it now
Unrealistic.
Yeah.
unrealistic and your
Yes.
head is just there all the time.
Yeah.
Thinking
For
that
sure.
you
But
will never...
okay,
No,
another
We'll
thing,
never
once
come.
you've
saying-
already taken her to Java, you can't come down. And Mwara, won't you be
So we won't have
pissed
bad days.
off when you find out, Kumbe, you didn't even have all this?
And
like,
that
once
means-
it's set up there, it's hard for you to come down.
And hence the question: are broke guys allowed to?
I feel like you said you want to be impressed on the first day.
Yeah.
So we look for that money.
Yeah.
We have bad days. And
They
I mean
too.
bad, days.
Days. Yeah.
As long as I'm fluctuating, I'm like Java, Sanford, Java.
Nitaona. I'll feel.
You'll be able to
no,
marinate on that
yeah.
and feel like,
Yeah,
you know what?
that will
I know
unajaribu.
this guy is really
Exactly.
trying. But
Yeah.
if you like Java. Me,
Java,
I'm here
Java.
dying every day just like Java.
Yeah, but
Uliza
it's like,
kiatu.
and that's why like set
Denny.
no, I'm like set the pace where you can afford. Like, don't show me Java, then show me Sanford again. Show me Sanford from the word go. Then I get
That's
to
different for her.
decide.
But
no, that's your best.
See, that's
Java is
different for
not
her.
your best
But
because
guys,
you're
no,
let's ask
fluctuating.
it. Does it mean on the first date the man must pay?
Definitely.
Yeah, true.
That's
yeah.
your
I'm not
job.
even
Yeah.
defending that.
Yeah.
No. Me, I have a
Yes,
different
my
opinion.
friend.
No, listen to me.
She doesn't
Listen to me. Listen
She
to
did
me.
not approach you.
Listen
Yeah,
to me.
you
she don't
approached
approach you,
me.
approach her.
Sometimes it's her approaching. Come on.
If it's her,
Yes.
not
Even
even
if-
if, but
even
even if,
if.
my guy.
Right?
just
Let
don't-
me just tell you my thinking. My thinking is, on a very normal date, I'll pay 66%. She pays 33%. No, let me listen. Listen. Come on, listen, guys. Listen, guys. Listen, guys. Because listen. No, it's not perfectly 66%. I'm saying if to me a 5K, I'll do 3K. We'll do 2K. You know why? I don't want us to do 50-50. That is being feminist. That is trying to be equal with me. No, I'm explaining. And I don't want you to do 100%. As in, that will
Pay
be...
100.
No,
What's your problem?
no. I want her to also show that she's in this.
She's in the date.
No.
She's
The
there
first
for
date.
the
In
date.
this on what? She's agreed.
Yeah.
She's agreed.
She's agreed. That's
She's
enough.
agreed to come.
Can I say,
come.
yeah, can I say something?
Do you guys realize that these days, sometimes it's the girl approaching?
No, it's okay, bro.
Even if.
Yeah, it's fine.
No. Do you realize that it's actually the girl saying, hey, can we meet up?
It's alright. Slipper to bill, surely.
Okay, let's just talk in a
Yeah,
in a homie's point of view.
Yeah, like, yeah.
You want to go telling her girls.
Imagine
In a homie's point of view.
pesa.
Let me-
Mimi ndo nililipa.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your
I don't
CV has
know.
just been bad
Maybe
for-
we are different.
Ego heightened at
don't
chini.
feel-
Yeah, you
Let me
don't
tell you.
feel
Maybe
for
we
your
are
ego.
different.
It's not even pride. I don't think it's
But you see, but the problem I have with this is you decide to do like it's as if it's an investment. You put your standards, all right? And then it becomes, that is the way to go. And it becomes very unfair because in these days, in this era we are living in, the girl you're dating is actually working, right? She's working elsewhere. Probably you guys, because you are more or less age mates, you are more or less earning nearly the same. Even if you're earning more, it's just kidogo by 5K, which doesn't make even a difference, right? So it's a completely unfair to say that I, the guy, maybe the first date I may decide to pay all of it. But in a normal date, honestly, the girl should also pay.
But
should
who
also come
forced
in.
you to ask me on a date?
I-
Who forced you? Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
like,
Go for
leave me
someone
alone.
who you can be able to afford.
But sometimes it's the girl that asked for the date.
Okay.
All right, like I think for me, the mere fact that you're a man, it's as simple as that.
simple thing.
Yeah.
The mere fact that you're a man, the mere fact that you have been raised to, these are things like, play a role in the society. In itself, unless now, even if the girl offers,
Yeah, just like me.
even if the girl is like,
First of all, I'm even
Because
shocked.
I would
even
offer.
if she earns more than you.
Because
doesn't
I
matter.
would,
Not
I
even
would
that. I'm
offer.
even shocked. Your
I
man
would
was on the
offer.
payment. You're supposed to be maybe
Will
on
forever
how
be
to
paid.
make
Yeah.
her like you, know.
Yeah, insisting.
These small
roles
things
would
like
have
paying,
switched.
you what?
Automatically.
Yeah.
Am I
So you like
wrong?
her?
You know my worry. My worry
If I
with-
offer, will I forever pay?
What?
Because I would offer to pay like
If you've gone
30%
for
or half
several
of it.
dates.
If you start, you'll
Several.
never finish. You will always be
No.
splitting.
Now, first, I
That
just feel as
narrative
if
will
it's
never
a good.
change.
I mean, I don't care about who you are.
yeah, it doesn't
So-
matter.
Okay,
People
let
don't
me
matter
ask
who you are.
this. Is dating an investment? Like me
is,
getting
it
to
is,
know
it
you?
is. It is.
Should I? Okay, say I'm dating like 10 different people. Because
Yeah.
dating is like getting
that's
to
not
know.
No.
Yeah, that's dating.
Yeah, that's
Dating
dating.
is like I want to
Getting to
know you,
know.
Mutinda. I want
Yeah.
to know you, Matthew, for example. So like I go on multiple dates.
Yeah.
So say you're a guy and you have like 5 girls. How much are you willing to spend? Like, what's an ideal date for you?
Wow, 5. That's
Yeah, because
Why am I
dating is
putting
like
myself in that shoe?
Yeah,
I think if I like you, I like you. There's no I like you, then I think I like this
this
one.
other
Then I
one.
think,
No, I like that one.
my guy, if you like one person, just...
Yeah, and
It's-
just
it's-
and not
it's-
before.
it's very
and-
expensive actually to make
and-
to
and
even
bef-
date
yeah.
5 girls. I think the other way maybe it can work.
Is it?
Yeah,
For you?
it will be very expensive. But let me tell you guys, you can't tell me that simply because I'm a man. And I'm thinking, I know. Listen very carefully.
Let him say.
I know that is what the perception is there in the society. But logically it doesn't make sense. Because at some point, you people, and that's why you're seeing even people when they end up getting married, it's so difficult to sustain it because the lady has already gotten used to the man takes care of everything. And at that point, you are earning your 70K, she's earning her 70K, and now you are supposed to take care of everything. Your 70K is not enough, but she's already used to that. I'm thinking is, if you guys are really into this together, right, it should be sometimes when she's willing to even take you out, she can take you out. And when you're willing to take her out, take her out.
that's
like
And you
later,
guys are,
that's
and you
later.
guys, and you guys,
That's
and you guys, when you're willing to share it, you can share it.
That's
But it should
later,
be cast on stone.
The first
That-
at least 4 days,
You
pay
like
the
that.
bill. The rest we can even split. I can pay.
Do you
know,
realize-
it's long term for those ones for splitting, but the first ones surely. Why should I go with you and
when
that
I'm not
one
even
is paying all my bills?
when I'm not even sure, I'm paying.
Dating
I feel,
is-
I feel like
dating is
Mutinda
just,
has been sent up on a presidential boy child. I don't know to
Oh,
to do that, but whatever you
But
say.
I think dating doesn't just happen to you. As in, you just don't stumble upon, okay, I'm dating. It's a choice and a decision that you make for yourself.
True.
And moving forward from that choice, you know there are sacrifices that you need to make to continue with what you're doing. It doesn't just happen to you. You don't happen to hang out with someone.
Yeah.
If you're dating, you're already putting an intention to it.
So
I agree. It's a decision you've made. You've taken time and said, yeah, this girl is worth,
time.
trying to know her, trying to see, which is true, and it's an investment that you're ready to invest. My only worry is the precedence. You must set a precedence that is sustainable. That's my thinking.
and hence, if you don't have that precedence, if you don't have a timeline, a plan, like stay away.
Just
Exactly.
yeah,
It's so
organize
simple.
yourself,
Ready
then come
to
back.
feel
Yeah,
like you-
'cause
Yeah, it's not like you
suffered.
have to.
or you've wasted yourself,
Yeah.
then don't go ahead.
You can find someone who can be able to.
Yeah.
You said you're the one who said don't go to someone who will think you're broke. Go to someone who's rich. So you go to that person
Yeah,
who
but
will
I
think
feel,
you're rich.
yeah, but I feel, even when it comes to dating, from the day go, like if I meet you, just like, yeah, you're worth taking on a date. So I think that whole me trying, because I feel like the first dates and whatnot are dates for trying to impress the other person. So if you're trying to impress her by asking her
Pay the bill.
to pay half the bill or whatever.
bucks.
Like,
Yeah.
Go on.
I was just like,
You lost that.
Go
just
on.
like, yeah. So I think as much as it's not as serious as you may think, I think it
Counts.
counts.
big
You know,
deal,
it counts that you've, because I feel like most of the times it's on the guy's court. Like the ball is on the guy's court. So I think most of, like you make that conscious decision that, you know what, I'm taking this chick on a date.
Yeah.
You know, like because to you to some level she's special. You know, so yeah, now because that's wasting her time, honestly.
And even your
Even your time, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because then again, you don't expect to go anywhere after that with a girl you're eating, and then you tell her, hey baby, bill has come.
So
66%.
Doesn't
Doesn't even.
Okay.
So you chomo your pen like 66. I'll pay this one.
Zero,
So
zero.
I think it's dependent on also where you are
I would take a
mentally and
calculator.
as a person and whatnot. But
and also
Yeah.
what you're looking for. With
yes,
that
exactly,
girl.
exactly.
Yeah, so I think just to wrap this up, because I think this can be very, it
Stretchy.
it can, because it's very subjective and very, everyone has their own perceptions moving forward. So, pesa ni worth I'm saying, like for a guy, is that like the only predetermined worth that allows him to go out and see people or meet people?
For me, I think I would be very worried if the lady I'm going to date or I'm going out on a date, the worth that I'm presenting in that date is only money. Even if that gets me what I want to achieve, I would be very worried because it's not something you can sustain and something very unpredictable, especially if you are in for the long haul, because you never know tomorrow. You never know tomorrow. Things change, and just the same way that if the worth of the lady is purely the looks, then I'll also be very worried. So there must be something in more than that, and I always say this: if we cannot have just a discussion, you know, even go somewhere in a park and sit down and have a worthy discussion, then it's not worth it.
Alright. So Robert, you would date if you were broke. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I would date if I'm broke, and I would date a broke girl.
I think I would, money is not supposed to be the only factor, though it helps. So for me, it's mostly...
But it helps.
Yeah. it's mostly the time, because it's the thought that counts at the end of the day. So for me, it's the time, but to be quite honest, if you're getting to know me, like, we are actually dating the first dates. Now, if you're broke, just go get your stuff correct, then come to me.
Time.
For me, money is important. Like, money is very important. But I feel like character and personality can supersede things that money can't. So even if you don't have chums, your personality can cover it up vizuri. So for me, personality, character over money.
Maria, finish the broke guys.
I feel like I think this is what I'll say. Allow me to just go biblical on this. When God created Adam, He, in the words of Miles Monroe, He gave him a job first. And I remember me and Moira were having this discussion off script, and we talked about Jacob. When he was dating, so to speak, Rachel, their father was like, yo, work for me 7 years. Get your act together, get that character together, get your money discipline together.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I respect the broke guys, and I respect them too much. And I know there's fluctuations, but according to the question on this context, I'm like, broke guys, get your act together and then date a woman.
To understand the value
Yeah.
of dating.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that wraps it up for us now.
Yeah, interesting conversation.
So,
To be continued.
Okay, now we can date each
TBC.
other.
it's like, can I see your bank